Bomb 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 dang 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 ding dong ding blue moon moon blue moon dip 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 moon 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 blue moon dip 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 moon moon blue moon dip 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 bomb 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 dang dang dang.
Welcome to the wonderful world of dodgy movies and TV with me, your host, movie and TV Mistress. So this week I watched a werewolf movie and I swear I thought it was black and white the entire time. That movie? Werewolf of Washington.
That it could happen in America. That it could happen now. That it could ever happen to me.
Another murder tonight. At Watergate. My apartment.
You must issue the order that he be taken alive.
The moon hasn't risen yet. Put a guard on me.
So as you can see from the trailer, that is from 1970s and it is actually in colour, but I swear the entire time I felt like I was watching a black and white like 50s werewolf drive-in movie. This surprised me. This movie stars Dean Stockwell. If you were around in the 90s like I was, you might remember him as Admiral Al Calavici from Quantum Leap. Or if you were around in the 80s, you might remember him from Dune, or Married to the Mob, or Blue Velvet in this creepy image.
A candy-colored clown they call the Sandman tiptoes to my room every night just to sprinkle stardust and to whisper, go to sleep, everything is all right.
Yeah. Dean Stockwell has been around for almost the entirety of Hollywood, if you think about it. He started off as a child actor way back when in a film called Anchors Aweigh with Gene Kelly. Yeah, he sung the song Anchors Aweigh with Gene Kelly. His most famous child actor role was in a film called The Boy with the Green Hair. Kind of a bit about racism and kids with weird coloured hair. And I think aliens might have been involved. Can't remember. It's been a while. Anyway, so back to this film. Yeah, I have a thing. I seem to have watched a lot of werewolf films, not recently, but in my lifetime. And thinking about it, I am yet to find a werewolf film that actually terrifies me. They all make me end up laughing at some point. American Werewolf London is pretty scary, but it's more of a comedy in my opinion. Then you've got Full Moon High, Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf 2, the less said about that one, the better. And, well, Wolf with Jack Nicholson was not scary. Neither was the werewolf movie with Anthony Hopkins. Seriously, the only werewolf movie I think that might have been scary, probably if I was around in that period, would have been the original werewolf film from Universal. But this movie pays homage to that with the makeup effects that Dean Stockwell has to endure. The makeup effects are awful in comparison to the Universal makeup. But I will give them that the transitions to make him appear to change is done very well for the period. Possibly. I don't know. I wasn't around in the 70s. Is this normal? Was this the thing that they did back then for transitions? Or is this something from the 50s? Because I can't tell if this is from the 50s or the 70s, apart from the fact that it keeps making references to Watergate. Yes, this film came out a year after the break-in of Watergate. Now, if you're aware, way back in 1972, on June 17th, 5 guys broke into the DNC, which is a Democratic National Committee offices that happened to be in a hotel called Watergate. Hence we have the Watergate scandal. It was all to do with some recordings that Nixon had done in his office that he really shouldn't have had, and who cares? Nixon got fired, we all know that. But anyway, only reason I know this date is because of Quantum Leap. I like to think that at the same time that this movie is happening, Sam Beckett has travelled back in time in, like, I think the 2nd episode? No, it was the 3rd. Yeah. Anyway, he's travelled back in time and he's stuck in, on June 15th he arrives, 1972, and then meets his future wife who has daddy issues, so promises to take her to Watergate where her dad is staying. And it takes him 2 days to get there, plus he's a womanizing alcoholic English teacher that's taking advantage of his students. But anywho, I like to think that storyline's happening at the same time as this movie, because, you know, Dean Stockwell. Apart from the effects, the storyline is a bit vague. So apparently the plot is journalist Dean Stockwell is had an affair with president's daughter, so gets sent to Hungary. While in Hungary, gets bitten by a werewolf and then kills it. And because he's been bitten by the werewolf before killing it, he's now cursed. And the gypsy mum of the dead guy gives him an amulet, which he then promptly gets rid of. Because, ew? I guess? Because, you know, gypsy stuff. Ew. Probably. I don't know. My thoughts are, when gypsies are involved, do what they tell you, because I've seen Drag Me to Hell, and you don't want to mess with gypsies. If they tell you to take something and wear it, you do it, okay? That's my thoughts. Even if it smells or looks weird and doesn't go with any ensemble. So he continues and he moves back to America and continues to have an affair with the president's daughter, but now he's like CJ Craig to the president. So he's basically working for the president, but dead people keep turning up, and then there's this plot where they're trying to figure out who's killing people, and it's forming a pentagram, all the sites, which Dean Stockwell's worked out. And Dean Stockwell's worked out that he is the werewolf, but no one believes him, because that sounds nuts. And if you recognise this sheriff dude, or whatever he is in this film, that's probably because you've watched a Roger Moore James Bond film.
You're not thinking that.
I sure am, boy. Ever heard of Evel Knievel?
J.W. Pepper.
Yeah, so J.W. Pepper turns up in this film in a role that is actually quite serious, I guess. This film's tone is very odd. I'm not sure if it's a parody, if it's serious. It goes from being very dramatic to a scene like this. What you're watching right now is a scene of Dean Stockwell in full wolf makeup, sniffing and licking a small man, and acting like a puppy. I don't know what to say about that, but that just happened. Then we have what I like to call Jumpin' Jack Flash scene before Jumpin' Jack Flash. Yes, it's a little black woman in a big silver box. Random. I mean, there's no jump scares, and any attempt at jump scares really aren't, because it's not scary. As I've said, I am yet to find a werewolf film that actually terrifies me. I've seen Big Bad Wolf, and that was disturbing, but not terrifying. But I'm sure I will be reviewing that film very soon, if not next. So, this film, as Elvira has seen it, that means it's awful, because she only puts on bad movies, and I only review bad movies. So, Dean Stockwell was going through a difficult period. The period between child actor and adult actor and Oscar winner or Oscar nominee, you know, that phase when Drew Barrymore was in between, and it was Poison Ivy. Well, yeah, Poison Ivy. That was dodgy. And think of Robert Downey Jr. or any of the cast of The Breakfast Club. Okay, the only one that's come out well of that is Anthony Michael Hall. Damn it. That's it, downer. Oh, sorry, Emilio Estevez. He's a great director now. I like him. So, in between his childhood and his Quantum Leap, Married to the Mob movies and everything, there was a period where he made some very strange films, but some very interesting ones. This is the least interesting, and I found it hard to stay awake during it. Sorry. I think even Elvira might have fallen asleep during this film when she was watching it back in 1980. So, would I say watch this? I feel like this was a drive-in film, okay? It was probably just something to put on in the background so the kids in the cars could just make love, you know? That's what drive-ins were for. They weren't for watching movies. It was basically a lover's lane. Well, if you're interested in Dean Stockwell, I'd say check it out. It's bizarre, but that's what I review. I review weird and bizarre films that you've probably never heard of. And if you have, hey, we like similar stuff. Cool. So, remember, hit that subscribe button. Comment down below on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram if you don't mind. And just let me know what you're thinking. Thumbs up or thumbs down. And, oh yeah, hit that notification bell over there, because that'll let you know when I upload once you hit the subscribe button. You can hit that. And I will see you all next week for another review. And remember what I always say, folks. There's a lot of dodgy movies out there. And I watch a whole load of them. And like I said last week, Howard's not one. Bye!
Oh!
Bomb, 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 dang, 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 ding, a dong, ding, blue moon, 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 blue moon. Dip, 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 moon, 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 blue moon. Dip, 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 moon, 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 blue moon. Dip, 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 bomb, 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 dang, 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 ding, a dong, ding, blue moon.